Okay, so we will go down here and we will create a new custom event called use stamina or decrease stamina or anything. And before decreasing stamina, we can also check if we are moving. So let's just copy this code from here, go to our stamina, Control D to duplicate this, plug this in. Okay. So when we go into this use stamina custom event, we are also checking if we are moving. And now we will just decrease our stamina float value. How we can do that? We can grab our stamina and we can subtract some value from it. And I will subtract 0.1. And now we can set our stamina as the new value. So we are grabbing stamina, it is 100, then we are decreasing it by 0.1, and now it is 99.9. But if we will decrease our stamina forever, it will go lower than 0, and we don't want that. So we can just clamp this value so it will stay always between 0 and 100. And to do that, we can just grab this and search for clamp float right here. And now this node just makes sure that this value that we can plug here will always stay between minimum and maximum value. So minimum will be 0 and maximum value will be 100. Okay, now let's just quickly organize this. Oops. And we can comment this decrease stamina. And we can comment this as well. Check if player is moving. All right. And now while we're decreasing our stamina, we don't want to do that forever. So this node makes sure that this value will never go below 0. But when our stamina is 0, then we no longer want to sprint. So we can grab this stamina and we can check if it is equal to 0. If it is, we can do branch here. If it is equal to 0, then we want to sprint exit. This is our custom event that we haven't set up yet, but we will go back to this event in a second. So let me just go through this code one more time. The first thing we do is we make sure that our player is still moving while decreasing the stamina. If he is moving, we can finally decrease our stamina by a tiny bit. And we also make sure it never goes below 0. And here, if it actually hits 0, we want to exit sprinting. And we can also comment this out. If stamina is equal to 0, stop sprinting. Okay, and we can comment this entire thing and call this decrease stamina. And we can also select this comment and make the font a little bit bigger, like 30. Okay, this is looking pretty good. So now we have our event for decreasing stamina, but we're not actually decreasing it yet because this event is not called anywhere. So we will do that on sprint enter. However, we can't just call this event use stamina here because it will just happen once and we will decrease our stamina by 0.1. So it doesn't make any sense. So what we can do, we can use something called timer by event or function name. Before I explain what it does, I want to go up here where we have our event tick, and I will just print string, and I will connect our stamina into this string. We can also set the duration to 0. And now if I hit play, you can see we can see our stamina in top left corner. And now if we will just plug this use stamina and at the end of our sprint enter, let's see what will happen. When I start sprinting, our stamina got decreased by 0.1. It doesn't make any sense because it's not decreasing now. It was just decreased once. So we can delete this use stamina from here and we will use something called timer by function name. So let's search for set timer by function name or by event. If you will use set timer by event, you have to plug this event right here. So you will have to go all the way to this event, and this will work. However, to make our graph a little bit more clean, we can use set timer by function name, and now we can just copy this name and paste it right here into function name, and this can be used as a function or custom event. It also works with custom events. And what this timer does, this is really simple. This is really similar to event tick. Here on the time, we specify how often do we want this to happen. So let's type 0.01, for example. And now we need to make sure it is looping. So every 0.01 second, it will fire this use stamina function. Let's see if this works. Let's click play. And now when I sprint, you can see my stamina is actually decreasing properly. The last thing that we want to do is to save this return value so we can later turn off this timer. So let's just right click, promote to variable, and let's call this stamina decrease handle. Compile, save, and we can comment this out. Start decreasing stamina. Okay, so we're done with our sprint enter event. Now let's focus on exiting sprinting.